It's my post-fight reaction to Sergey Derevyanchenko versus Mbilli. Mbilli was a monster tonight. He did an excellent job. Like everyone said he would. Being aggressive, basically letting everybody know that he's on the scene right now when it comes to the 168 position. And with that weight class, and now with him being an intern champion, he's gonna have a lot of things to bring to the table. And with a guy like Derevyanchenko, he almost end up stopping Derevyanchenko. And we all know that Derevyanchenko is a very good fighter, but he had a chance to end up stopping him. And with the things he brought to the table tonight, you have to realize that Mbilli's still a younger fighter, even though he's 29. He hasn't been in the ring with a guy like Derevyanchenko, and for him to take advantage and to put Derevyanchenko in a position where he had no choice but to fight back. He was going to the body. He was on Derevyanchenko from the very beginning of the fight, and Derevyanchenko knew, hey, if I give this man some space, or if I let him take advantage of anything that's going on inside this ring, or he feels like I'm vulnerable to anything that he's doing, I'm not going to be able to survive. I won't be able to last, and it's going to be a tough fight. I feel like Derevyanchenko was doing a good job. I say the third and fourth round, I felt like he actually won. But after that, he started to slip. And he was nowhere near the person that he was early on in the fight. Now, I'm hearing a lot of things now being said about him tearing a bicep, allegedly. Don't know. I actually thought that Mbilli tore his bicep because it looked like his arm kind of ripped or something like that. And I don't know, man. It's kind of like he just slowed down after that, and it wasn't really a lot going on between him and the other situation that he had, as far as just the whole strategy he had going on in the fight. I don't think the injury or anything else played a whole part before he got hurt, but he was still a lot more competitive. And he did slow down, didn't look like himself, but would I use that as an excuse as far as that's why he lost? Absolutely not. I think Mbilli is definitely a good fighter. He's always been a real deal. He's not somebody you could just sleep on, and he possibly could have got Derevyanchenko up out of there. He really could have. Um, he was that type of guy, and what he did with Derevyanchenko was a lot more than what Mbilli did. He was effective to the body, man, but he did a good job actually slowing down, pacing himself. That jab was working very good early on. I was more impressed. The thing I was most impressed about with Mbilli was the jab. The way he was jabbing Derevyanchenko early in the fight, he had him going a certain direction. See, Derevyanchenko was at first going towards the right hand. He was going towards his left side. Then he realized, oh, and Billy's letting that right hand go. Let me try to go to my right side and go towards his left. And Billy was letting him get away with it. He was jabbing for a while, but then he started to throw that left hook. And that left hook kind of kept Derevyanchenko in the pocket. And that's when Derevyanchenko realized, I can't go anywhere. I got to sit right here and kind of trade, or I got to get on my bike. And I don't know if his bicep caused a lot of issues, because he did start to move later on in the fight. And we all know this. I've never seen Derevyanchenko move that much. So it definitely played a role, you could say. But is that the reason why he lost? No. He was going to end up losing anyways, because the attack and his strategy the whole time, it didn't change. He didn't help himself really get out of the hole that he was in, especially when it came to the points. And he wasn't going to knock out Mbilli, so that's where he kind of fell short in that situation. And if he doesn't really clean up everything that he was doing early on, how are you going to be able to win that type of fight? And with him not being able to win that type of fight, he fell into a hole and tried to basically be aggressive with Mbilli, and it didn't work out, man. Derevyanchenko is a very good fighter, but it's very hard for you to be in a position where you can succeed and you're not really putting yourself in a position to actually win any kind of rounds. And then you're in a position now where you got to focus on just a knockout. And if you know anything, he's not really a knockout artist. Yeah, he can get knockouts, he can get stoppages, but he's not a person that's going to go in there and just get knockouts. It's just not going to happen. And I think a lot of people are starting to realize that, yeah, Derevyanchenko is a good fighter and everything, but he can't put himself in a position where he just relies on trying to get the knockout, because if you do that, then you're going to be stuck trying to be behind on points, and you're going to damage yourself and also shorten your career with a lot of different things that you could have been doing early on in the fight. But I don't know, man. He played a good role as far as the fights and everything else that he played, but he didn't do a good job trying to be aggressive, because he did a lot of good things in the fight. He threw a lot of good uppercuts, but it did not play a good role overall, because it just wasn't a good recipe, man. It really wasn't. It really wasn't. And Mbilli was too aggressive, and the things he did early on, it just didn't help him out. And for him to be a veteran the way he was, he kind of fell into a quick hole, man. But he did an excellent job. But Mbilli is a monster. He's not someone to be played with. At that 168 weight class, he's going to be a force. And for the next couple of years, a lot of people are going to have to figure out what he can do to actually reign in that division and dominate. Because a lot of fans don't really know right now, but they're starting to figure out. But that's all I got. Like and subscribe.